Welcome to Tzu Chi This week. I'm Terry Poo. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines continue to help Typhoon Haiyan survivors by providing them bags of rice. In Taiwan's Hualien, we meet the Zhan brothers to see how the ITV programs motivated the intellectually disabled pair to devote to recycling. We follow in Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School students' footsteps to join their humanitarian trips to Malaysia's Penang and China's Sichuan. We kick off today's show in the Philippines. In Tacloban of Leyte province, Tzu Chi volunteers are planning to distribute 50,000 bags of rice. As much preparation had to be done beforehand, Manila Tzu Chi volunteers arrived in Tacloban a week before the actual distribution to call on local volunteers' assistance and to conduct home visitations. But first, we take a look at the rice voucher distribution, where residents spread heavy rains to collect their much-needed aid.
As Typhoon Haiyan swept across the Philippines' Luzon Island, heavy rains poured in Tacloban of the central Philippines. Residents braved the rains to pick up their rice vouchers, as it will help their family eat in the days ahead.
That was put here, donate back to Tzu Chi.
Returning the rice voucher she just received, Via Nakor wants to help others in need, but actually, her home is still damaged and her economic situation isn't much better.
I'm not rich, but my heart is rich, although it is using a pacemaker.
The gloom of the rain casts despair over these impoverished residents. Entering the home of one recipient, volunteers see the family's nearly empty rice container.
This family is really in need because they have no income. They survive through the relief items they get.
Love's fortune is not something natural disasters can destroy. Abraham Ong and Maria Teresa are two volunteers that have joined Tzu Chi's ranks after Haiyan struck Tacloban.
From Tzu Chi volunteers, I've learned how to share my love with others. I want to help others who are poor like me. Becoming a volunteer has changed my life.
Before the rice voucher handout took place, Manila Tzu Chi volunteers were already in Tacloban conducting assessments of those who might need the help the most.
Our main objective this time is to distribute 50,000 packs of rice to Tacloban residents. So we'd like to consider the most priority areas wherein they are still in the process of recovering.
Because of the enormous amount of rice being distributed, 8 teams were formed just to carry out the home visitations.
In the areas that we have visited, there are still many regions showing damage from Typhoon Haiyan. I think less than half of the residents' lives here have returned to normal.
In some barangays, we saw that many people still do not have a job. Some became pedicab drivers, while others do not have the means to support themselves. There are many people who still continue to seek assistance.
In larger barangays, Tzu Chi volunteers called upon local residents to help, hoping they can do their part to help their fellow neighbors.
I'm so happy that I attended this meeting. I've learned much on how I can help my fellow residents.
The rice is a big help to families who have nothing. We are also happy to be able to be a part of the rice distribution and be able to taste rice from Taiwan.
8 months after Typhoon Haiyan, Tzu Chi's love for Tacloban still remains strong.
It has been 3 years since Japan was struck by the devastation of the 3/11 earthquake. However, Tzu Chi volunteers' support continues till this day. To help locals put the tragedy behind them, tea gatherings continue to be held 3 times a year. And during the volunteers' most recent visit, many locals donated their field bamboo coin banks.
Regardless of the language barriers, residents of Miyagi Prefecture, Japan managed to follow along with the volunteer sign language movement. In the aftermath of the 3/11 Japan earthquake, Tokyo Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to provide physical and emotional support to quake survivors. Although 3 years have passed since the disaster, volunteers still visit survivors on a regular basis. Those showing volunteers in 3 days, 11 tea gatherings were held in Ishinomaki and Higashi Matsushima of Miyagi Prefecture.
When the disaster struck, we didn't know what to do and were very scared. Although we had a car, we didn't have gas. Debris was everywhere. It was really sad. I don't think the fear will go away in 3 to 5 years. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers have continued providing all of us with their love and care. I'm truly grateful.
With Tzu Chi volunteers by their side every step of the way, many local residents have slowly put their fears behind them. Inside a nursing home, senior residents happily play games with the volunteers.
Let's all think back when the 3/11 earthquake struck. Volunteers of the Tzu Chi Foundation from Taiwan came to help. I was a recipient of Tzu Chi's condolence cash. I think many of you also received this gift of love, right?
The distance between Taiwan and Japan is really close. When Taiwan was struck by an earthquake, Japanese donated their love. When Japan was devastated by the 3/11 earthquake, Taiwan provided us with help 10 times more than we provided them in the past.
During the tea gatherings, many local residents seized the chance to donate their filled bamboo coin bank. Not only hoping to continue the cycle of love, but also to spread it far and wide.
Next, we meet the Zhan brothers from Hualien, Taiwan, both of whom were born with microcephaly and suffer from intellectual disabilities. However, as regular viewers of Daai TV, seeing the escalation of natural disasters worldwide, the brothers decided to commit themselves to practicing recycling at Tzu Chi's recycling station.
我是陈良，
我是维恩，
我喜欢看大爱台。
Sitting in front of the TV, Zhan Quan and his younger brother, Zhan Qianjun, absorbed the Master's Dharma through the Life Wisdom program. Daai TV has changed the brothers' ways.
He tells me, Mom, the Master told us to thread softly. I'd ask him why, and he told me otherwise the ground will get hurt. Because they watch Daai TV regularly, it creates a positive environment for them to grow up in.
Both brothers were born prematurely with microcephaly that has left them with developmental and speech delays. Despite that, however, both are always willing and keen to learn.
And they're just like records. When you say something nicely, they will say something nice too. If you say something unkind, they will also pick up on it. So they are easily influenced by their environment.
As loyal viewers, Daai News is their window to the world. Seeing how natural disasters continue to occur around the world, the brothers have been inspired to do their part for our planet. The brothers leave home at 8 a.m. each morning, and their destination is Tzu Chi's recycling station. The pair insists on traveling on foot to reduce their carbon footprints. As soon as they arrive, Tianjun immediately sets out again to collect recyclables with a Tzu Chi volunteer. Tianjun says as he can lift heavy objects, being able to contribute his strength gives him a sense of fulfillment.
We are going to do recycling. So happy.
Meanwhile, Zhan is responsible for dismantling discarded equipment. His meticulousness is the result of his dedication over the past year.
He's very dedicated. He can really be focused. He's working much faster now than before.
Picking up the microphone, Zhan looks just like a professional reporter, always encouraging those he meets to watch Daai TV. Of course, he is not going to let this opportunity slip.
还要大爱台去闻吗？有。我是你一个草根菩提。草根菩提看的每天都要看，上人也要看。你是上人的好弟子，贴心弟子。
Using their hands to safeguard their beloved Daai TV, the Zhan brothers embody Tzu Chi's truth, goodness, and beauty.
Watch Daai TV, everybody, Channel 9. Yeah!
In Taiwan's Kaohsiung, we meet Tzu Chi volunteer谢玉如to see how she organized Tzu Chi's parent and child class to guide children on the right path in life. While at the Tzu Chi Shuanghe Liaison Office, 112 elementary school students attended a science camp to learn science through hands-on experiences. But first, we go to Australia's Gold Coast in Queensland, where the local Tzu Chi Liaison Office held a parent and child class for children to learn a lesson on Tzu Chi's humanity.
Dancing and singing to the music, children enjoy a good time in the parent and child class held at the Tzu Chi Gold Coast Liaison Office in Australia.
如果我们把鸡吃掉之后，记得妈妈会很伤心，会吗？会不会很伤心？会不会伤心？会，对不对？的时候要说感恩。
To help children learn to be grateful, Tzu Chi volunteers ask the little ones to use their mouth to write on the board and experience the inconvenience of the disabled. Raised by her father alone, Linda seizes the opportunity to show her love and filial piety to thank her dad. Through children's eyes, the world is simple and full of possibilities.
现在就连不能动的花朵，也透过花期的错乱，告诉人们要重视气候变迁的问题哦。
At this year's summer science camp organized by the Tzu Chi 双和 Liaison Office, Tzu Chi volunteers put on a short skit to teach students about the importance of recycling and environmentalism.
Most children tend to talk a lot rather than taking action. We hope such a science camp can help children understand how much we can actually learn in our daily lives.
Don't litter, don't pollute our water, and don't log.
Unlike average science camps, Tzu Chi volunteers introduce various hands-on activities to students, enriching their science knowledge.
Children are familiar with mushrooms they normally eat on the table. However, they don't know how mushrooms grow in the wild. Through our lecture, the students will learn where mushrooms are from and how to cook them.
I learned how to make bread as well as soap.
At the end of the day, children not only learn how to give unused items a second lease on life, but also deeply experience the meaning of simple lives. Meanwhile, in Kaohsiung, children are joining in singing and games to learn Tzu Chi's humanitarian lesson. Showing their team spirit during the game, these youngsters have learned invaluable lessons from the activity.
When I encounter obstacles, I come up with ways to handle them.
With love in my heart, I'm ready to help others. When I'm in trouble, others will come to help me too.
Today's lesson gives students a chance to reflect to themselves. Tzu Chi volunteers are also overwhelmed by the youngsters' change.
Over the past year, I have seen these children's transformation. They were restless in the beginning and needed us to control them at each class. Now they have changed for the better, and I am very touched by their improvement.
4 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteer Xie Yuru was a participant in the parent and child class, but now she is its organizer.
What children really want is your love and care. They don't want much, as long as you can listen to the voice deep in their hearts.
Thanks to Tzu Chi's parent and child class, those children who are often ignored by their parents have another opportunity to bathe in Tzu Chi's great love, which will guide them onto the right path in their lives.
Making the most of their summer holidays, students from Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School in Taiwan recently visited Malaysia, where they joined local Tzu Chi volunteers in Penang's Butterworth on home visitations. Meanwhile, a different group of students visited Fangting Tzu Chi Middle School in Sichuan, China, and told the Chinese students about Tzu Chi's humanist values through Tzu Chi's tea ceremony and floral arrangement class.
最后一个步骤是分茶入壶，我们必须公平地将茶汤分给客人。
Whether learning to make a pot of tea or assembling a bouquet of flowers, students absorb the life lessons behind each step.
By learning how to make tea, we can gain self-confidence and be cultivated. I have learned how to curb my temper so I can be a better daughter towards my parents and not get easily irritated at those I love.
By sharing ways to perform good deeds and fulfill filial duties, the students from Taiwan and China become fast friends.
The older sisters are very kind and friendly towards us. I like them very much. Thank you.
They will take what we have shared with them and then relate it to their own experiences. I think that is worth learning from.
5.2地震发生以后。
At the 5/12 Wenchuan earthquake, our school established an affinity with Tzu Chi. Tzu Chi's spirit of humanity was combined with our school's 50 years of educational provision.
In the past, an affinity was formed because of suffering, but in the future, the affinity will continue because of love. Meanwhile, another group of Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High students is on an exchange in Malaysia. Besides giving Grandpa Fan a haircut and a nail trim, on this home visitation, students also clean up, giving him a comfortable living environment.
His house gets cleaned once a month. Whether it's by us or Tzu Chi aunts and uncles, it takes much effort each time to clean the place up.
We came to spend some time with the grandpa, just as his grandchildren would.
Paralyzed from the waist down, Grandpa Fan spends much of his time in bed or in a chair. Caring for the senior like their own grandfather, the students work together to bathe and clothe him.
Thank you for coming to help me.
This is putting into practice what the students have learned in their life education class. The students are able to count their blessings after seeing those less fortunate than them.
After these cultural exchanges, these students from Tainan, whether they are visiting students in China or seniors in Malaysia, have come to realize that Tzu Chi's love has no boundaries.
Recently, students of the elementary division of Tzu Chi Senior High School, affiliated with Tzu Chi University in Hualien, Taiwan, conducted a 12-day cultural exchange to Malaysia and Singapore. In Singapore, they visited their sister school, the Moha Bodhi School. But first, we go to Sichuan, China, and join students of Tzu Chi Senior High School affiliated with Tzu Chi University and Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School on their cultural exchange at the Lushan Guozhang Middle School.
4.2年庐山强烈地震，孩子们的心灵遭受巨大创伤。台湾慈济基金会第一时间对我县伸出援助之手。
In the wake of the earthquake that struck Sichuan, China in 2013, an affinity was formed between students from both sides of the strait.
The teachers were with their students all the time. They ate together, slept together, and remained by each other's side. Tzu Chi volunteers were there to tend to their emotional needs.
This time, a delegation comprising 27 students and teachers from Taiwan's Tainan Tzu Chi Senior High School and Tzu Chi Senior High School affiliated with Tzu Chi University are here to introduce Tzu Chi's humanitarian culture to Guozhang Middle School. Day 2 of the cultural exchange, Guozhang Middle School students experienced firsthand the beauty of Tzu Chi's humanitarianism.
When I was offered a cup of tea, I was overwhelmed with emotion. It's the first time I've been offered a cup filled with so much gratitude. I'm very comforted to know that our students learn to nurture a grateful heart.
For students from both sides of the strait, this was an educational as much as it was a heart-to-heart exchange. Although meeting each other in person for the first time, they are already acquainted with one another. This bag is filled with small gifts to welcome her guest from Taiwan. Xiong Ting too came bearing gifts for her new friend. Like two sisters, the two attend classes together and play together.
She's very generous. When we are in class, she will be my translator as I don't really understand what is being said.
Performing the duties of good hosts, Mahabodhi school students organized a visit to Singapore's bustling Chinatown. Wang Xuanxiang even received a surprise gift.
He said he thought that I knew how to play the ocarina. I enjoy music very much. I just don't know how to play the ocarina, but I can play the piano well.
From Malaysia to Singapore, in a 12-day trip, great friendships were forged, and students also got the opportunity to share some of Tzu Chi's humanitarian culture. A flower arrangement made by young Chao Han left her foreign counterparts in awe.
I was nervous, but I still tried my best to finish it.
This cultural exchange not only added to a meaningful holiday, but broadened the students' horizons as well.
Students of Taiwan's Tzu Chi College of Technology recently conducted a cultural exchange in Singapore, Malaysia, and Myanmar. At their first stop in Myanmar, 55 students and teachers, accompanied by Tzu Chi volunteers, headed to Da Nang Township to distribute stationery and uniforms at 4 schools.
At the first stop of the cultural exchange, students of Taiwan's Tzu Chi College of Technology are here at Tinggan Yun No. 5 Junior High School in Myanmar, the first school to be rebuilt under Tzu Chi's Project Hope. Despite the language differences, the students' genuineness melts away all barriers. Making the most of their trip, the following day, the 55 students and teachers break into 2 teams and head to Da Nang Township, where they will distribute uniforms and stationery at 4 schools. Although these supplies are just basics, upon receiving the gifts, the Burmese children couldn't hide their excitement.
I love my school bag and uniform because I have had my school bag for 2 years now. Every time it rains, water will seep inside and all my books will get wet.
Out of all the things we received, my favorite were the books. As books are really expensive, I was really happy to receive such a wonderful gift today. Thank you, Tzu Chi. I will work harder at my studies.
Seeing the happiness written all over the students' faces, TCCT students realized that gratitude is deeply felt in poverty.
Children in Taiwan really need to cherish their blessings. Children here are not like them. When they receive a pencil or eraser, they'll be so happy and hold on to it. Seeing the smiles on their faces is really moving.
The items you gave us are what our children need most. They were lacking school bags and stationery. But now their wish has been fulfilled. Because we don't have money to buy new stationery for them, they're really happy to have their own now.
The true meaning of happiness is about sharing and giving selflessly. This distribution was not only a rewarding experience for TCCT students, but has also inspired them to continue the cycle of love.
At the end of the show, we will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching Tzu Chi This Week. Goodbye.